This is an example of a stump that might be ready for harvesting, but I chose this one instead. And what you're doing is just basically pushing on it, and if the base roots come out of the ground, as you'll see here shortly, it's a prime candidate for the magic fire starter. And we'll get most of the unusable material off at the rotted wood that's around the center of this. I've taken an axe and cleaned it up a little bit. You can see here where I scraped it with the axe, and you can see the pitch in the material. This is really dense. This piece of wood is actually quite heavy, even though it looks very rotten. When a tree dies, all the sap tries to go to feed the tree, and it becomes quite dense with sap right in this portion of the tree. So I've taken it over to the wood storage area, and I've cleaned it up a little bit more with an axe, gotten most of the rotten stuff off of it, not all of it, but most of it. Now I'm down to a workable piece that I can cut up in the with the bandsaw. You can see here that it's quite solid on the interior portion of the wood with pitch. This piece is extremely heavy. It's about 3 pounds, that little piece of wood there. I'll cut it in half again and make a couple 4 to 5 inch pieces out of it. Then I'll take them over to the fire pit, outdoor fire pit, and I'll just clean them up with my pocket knife. And you can see where I'm getting down to the pitch. I've gotten all the dead material off of it, majority wise. There's still a little bit on it, but you can scrape quite a while and scrape all that dead material off, and you'll get down to the pitch. You can see the gloss of the pitch there. It's extremely heavy. Each of these pieces, now that I've got it cut down to 2 pieces, is about 1.5 pounds a piece. They're extremely heavy. Then I can take them back out to the woodshed, and I'll split these up into nice little workable little pieces that I can put in my backpack. You could have a single piece of this in your bug out bag, or in your camping gear. We keep some in the house right at the fire stove for starting our fires. And this is what I've done out at the woodshed. I've split them up into little tiny pieces, and you can see how dense they are with it's almost like glass of pitch. And this piece like this, about that size, lasts you a long time. All you do is you shave off a few little pieces for fire starting. You can also shave them off kind of like what I've done here, as almost like a match that burns like a candle. It just burns for quite a while, and I'll reuse them. I'll show you here. I'll place it on the fire stove. I'll light it with a Bic lighter type thing, just to show how well it burns. These burn, like I say, like a candle. They'll burn longer than a wood match. They do let off quite a bit of pitch smoke, but for the intended purpose of starting fires or having a tinder that can ignite fairly easily, they're great for this. You can see that it burns quite a while without engulfing the whole thing. It burns kind of like a candle. Now, if you was to light the whole thing, it'd burn for quite a while too, even as a whole piece. which would be handy in like one of the solo stoves or one of the little backpacking camp stoves that you unfold and put together and burn wood in. This would be a great starter wood for getting your little stove going, especially in a wet environment or where you're fighting the elements to try and get a fire going. This is the same little piece, still burning. And I'll just light some paper off in the stove. I've been using, I call it Magic Fire Starter. I've been using this for years. And this little piece here that I've extinguished, you can reuse it. A piece like this can light several fires for you. I really like having them in the house for starting our fires. That's all we heat with is wood. So we have gotten over the years pretty good at building fires, and I love this stuff. So there you go. I got one of the two pieces still intact. The other piece is broke up into little portions that you can use, and that's how you make Magic Fire Starter. Hope it's helpful.